Hello, this is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials. Sorry. Okay, so Merry Christmas. I'm gonna do a reading for the fire signs, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. I did a poll in my Divine Essentials Twin Flame support group to ask which topic people wanted me to tune in for. And the one that got the most votes was what spirit really wants you to know. So I've been doing readings with that topic, and I did get 2 new decks as a gift. So I have the Tantric Dakani Oracle, which I'm still getting used to, but I really like it because it has like really quick little descriptions, like 1, 2, 3, like there's 17 different descriptions right here, so it's not like I have to like pull out the whole like thing and read it. And then the Shaman Tarot, okay? And that's something I'm still getting used to as well. Like the major arcana are different. They actually have their own little way of wording things. Like they aren't necessarily the same as you would find in the traditional, but I've still been able to read them. Like I just kind of refer to the book occasionally. But basically we're going to see what spirit really wants you to know right now. I do have another deck which is more traditional to give us some further confirmation. And I have found that because of the energies we're in, everybody's probably dealing with similar themes right now. So you can be asking about this stuff for yourself, or you could be cross-watching if you're dealing with another person to figure out like what's going on in their life. But Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, for all of the fire signs, you should be able to tap in. If it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. Maybe next time. But let's see what spirit really wants you to know right now. As we're ending 2019, we're going into a whole new cycle and chapter. We are also dealing with the new moon energies. We've got the eclipse energies. There's a lot of stuff going on at this time, and I definitely feel like it's impacting the collective, you know, in its own ways. But it's also like, it's pretty heavy. Like there's some stuff that's impacting everybody. So off the bat, I've got the 9 of Swords, which is in this deck would be the 9 of Bows, and then the 6 of Bones, which is the 6 of Wands. The 9 of Swords, we all know, is about kind of being in that place of anxiety. But it's like spirit is up there trying to help this person. So I do feel like if you've been feeling anxious, or whoever you're connecting to is feeling anxious, it feels like the ego may be blocking it. Like when I see this card, you see the lion there. This can, for sometimes it comes through feeling like victory and divine masculine powerful energy, but sometimes it can come through feeling like a little bit like our ego may be messing with us, especially seeing it next to the 9 of Swords. So if you've been feeling like separate, you know, feeling down, anxious, feeling like a victim of things, it may be the ego that's kind of keeping you there, putting you into a place that's like a victim consciousness, and that's been going on right now. And again, be mindful, this could be who you're asking about. Somebody could be feeling like a victim of things, really getting blocked up by their ego. When I see the 4 of Cups, which is the 4 of Rocks in this, it's, again, it's not like that regular one. You see this guy's here unconscious. This one's blowing smoke out into the air. It reminds me of the energies of dreams. So, and you know, like the 4 of Cups, traditionally it's like somebody's missing something right in front of their face, or they're distracted. I feel like people at this point, there's like some sort of unconscious thing going on that could be really bringing these insecurities up, bringing up anxiety, just bringing things to the surface that need to be acknowledged so that people can get to a place of victory. So they're not allowing their ego to block them from moving forward. Like you see that little guy there, it looks like, you know, this lion's blocking him from going any forward. Feels like our ego is blocking us from taking that next step forward, and it's making us feel like a victim of circumstances. But the message I'm getting is like, pay attention to your dreams right now, like whatever you're dreaming about, or even just like the little synchronistic moments, because it's like spirit's like putting their hand out. It's like, hey, pay attention, here you go, I'm trying to help you with this, but you're just looking at this big thing in front of your face, not realizing that there's a way around it. Okay, and again, this is collective energy we're in right now. There has been a lot of that stuff going on. People have been in some negative energy, anxiety. We get the holidays coming up. That type of stuff happens anyways. And like for me, when I like think of an eclipse, I think of like having this time of, you know, not being able to see things clearly. You know, if you think about, like, there's some part of darkness that gets like hidden for a moment, and it's kind of like the unconscious when we get the moon involved in it. So pay attention to your dreams, but don't let your dreams like derail you either. Like, if you have some crazy dream at this point, don't necessarily wake up and be like, oh my god, that's what's gonna happen, or go to like the worst case scenario connected to it. You know, try to put ego aside, pride aside, and look deeper into the meanings of what it is trying to tell you. And it could be giving you clarity about something you weren't seeing before, because we do have the world coming, which means like that's like ending of a chapter, where when 2019 ends, that's like a whole decade closing. A 10-year cycle of karma is closing. Things that you may have been tempted with like this temptation, is coming to a close, okay? So the Ouroboros is there as well, which is that serpent eating its own tail, which tells us that even though the cycle's closing, another is going to begin. You get to be the dictator of how that next cycle is going to go down. If you go in this sense of anxiety and not seeing things clearly and all of that stuff, you're going to slow yourself down. So really, I feel like the message here is what you really need to know is don't get caught up in the temptation of ego. And again, this could be whomever you're asking about, could be having stuff like that happening too. Especially, you know, when we get to go around our family, we get to go around all these people who are stressed out, they're shopping, they're doing all this crazy stuff at this time of year. And it is in the collective energy, regardless of what your religion is or where you live. A lot of times that collective energy is really, you know, amped up at this time. But after tomorrow, it should start to kind of shift back down again, like in that regards to like 3D, like chaos. But I do feel like there could be a temptation for people to kind of get like triggered by their family members, triggered by their, you know, karmic partners, just triggered by anything that's really going on. And when that happens, you could have temptation to kind of escape. You know, like this feels like escapism energy, like let me just, you know, swallow my pride and I'm gonna have a couple of drinks, or I'm just gonna ignore, or kind of revert back, especially when you have to go around family members and things like that. If there was people who were toxic to you or had you believe false beliefs about yourself, sometimes you can start to believe those things again. So just try not to fall into temptation, and just know that if you are dealing with a person that you're connected to, like on a soul level, they could be experiencing this stuff as well. So don't take things at face value with whatever they're doing right now, because I don't think that there's a lot of clarity coming through for people. And I'm seeing the as above, so below here. So again, think about like that eclipse energy, the new moon energy. There's a lot of stuff going on. Whatever's going on up above us is going to go on down here. And as soon as like that energy clears away, clarity will start to be happening again. That pride, that ego will kind of like subside. People will be able to see things a little bit easier. Dreams start to shift again. This anxiety, you know, can kind of numb itself down a bit. And that chapter will close that has probably been not so great, especially as we go into the new year. I'm also seeing the hot seat here. So again, this reminds me of like when you're surrounded by your friends, with your family at this time of year, like you may have to be around people that you're not normally around, or you may have to like be dealing with things that you don't normally deal with on a day-to-day basis. I feel like somebody feels like they're in the hot seat. And in this deck, this is actually another representation of the Emperor. So there could be some control or manipulation going on. Again, kind of ties into this. It doesn't feel like the positive Emperor energy. It feels more like manipulation, ego, control, just not stuff that feels good. And I really feel like this could be something you're dealing with somebody in your life, or something that your person is dealing with in their life. And it's kind of like that temptation to give in to the ego and to just, you know, stay stuck. But I don't think it's going to last long as we shift, okay? Because we also have the star here. So it's like once you turn around and realize like, oh, Spirit's still right there trying to assist you, trying to help you, I think people will feel a lot more at ease. And like that star energy is going to come in and assist us in rising back up through the bullshit and out of that hot seat. I think the hot seat, the hot seat is the Emperor. Okay. Yeah, the hot seat is the Emperor. I don't know why for a minute I got lost there. What else do you need to know at this time? We have the Four of Swords. And look at that again, there's like this connection with dreams. He looks like he's like trying to explain to them what's going on in his head, and look at all the chaos that's going on up there. Now the Four of Swords is traditionally about healing. I feel like in this deck it may be a little bit different, but it's funny because the sun is underneath that. I feel like there hasn't been a whole lot of clarity for people, and the sun is again divine masculine vibration. So if you're a masculine, or your masculine energy has been kind of in conflict, or the person that you deal with is masculine, I feel like they're going through a lot mentally right now. Like there's just chaos going on in their head. They don't have a whole lot of clarity coming in. The people that they're around, like they could just feel like alienated, or that their friends and their family don't understand them anymore, or they, you know, could be afraid to even open up and express to them what they're going through due to their pride and ego. I feel like we're gonna be having tons of people awakening right now. And if you're, you know, masculine was kind of not awake before, or if you're a masculine who wasn't awake before, you could be going through a lot of stuff. And that can be like where you start to feel alienated, and like people don't understand you. It's like, why am I here? What is the purpose of this? Things like that. I do really, again, feel like it is for the healing, you know, like it will ultimately heal and shift. But at this time, it feels intense. It feels heavy for this person. And again, it could be you that's kind of going through that. Try to be mindful who you're opening up to, who you're surrounding yourself with at this time. And again, pay attention to the dreams, but don't let them, you know, manipulate you or go to a negative headspace. Like if you see some chaos all up in your dreams, don't be like, oh my God, that's what's going to happen in the physical world. Don't take it at face value. Know that it's probably just showing you something, and then ask spirit to bring you clarity about it so that you're not bringing it into the physical with you. Don't be tempted by the ego. Don't put yourself in the hot seat. What else do you really need to know right now? All right, we got the Queen of Cups. So I do feel like this is, again, a time for people to be focused on loving themselves. Like, and I know that, like, it feels like there's a lot of conflict. We got the Five of Wands here, too. So your friends, your family, like, there's going to be conflict. I feel like there's a lot of conflict, again, for the masculines. We got the Emperor on the bottom of the deck, and look at his face. He ain't happy, you know, he's like, rah. So if you're dealing with a masculine right now that's kind of like in this energy, he's being maybe not so nice, or he's doing stuff that kind of feels icky or whatever, don't engage in it. You know, like don't give them the power to make you feel that way either. Just really focus on loving yourself. Send them some love, but don't let them tear you down, okay? And for some of you, I know that you've already kind of stepped out of that. You know, like if you're a feminine who was feeling like left out in the cold, to get the Five of Pentacles, but it's in reverse here. It's like you're no longer feeling that way. You're taking power back in your life. You may be dealing with this stuff in your own physical world, but ultimately I do feel like the feminine energy is more focused on self-love at this time, while the masculine vibration is dealing with whatever conflict it is that they're going through in their lives, connected to their ego, connected to their awakening, connected to this illusion that, again, does feel very much connected to the stuff going on above us that is impacting us all down here. But you can very much get easily sucked into that. So try not to allow yourself to do that as we're going through these shifts. Really just send love from afar. Don't try to like get all intertangled up into this, because I feel like whatever somebody says at this time or does at this time isn't going to be like a clear representation of what they truly feel or mean, or what they really want to say. They could just be kind of hurtful. It feels like that type of energy where somebody may be hurtful because they're hurting. Or somebody, again, could be dealing with those types of people in their life. You could be dealing with friends and family that are being hurtful because they're hurting. Again, this time of year is difficult for people, especially if you lost somebody. Yep, we got the Seven of Cups. Illusions, okay? So don't get caught up in the illusions. Don't get caught up in people's bullshit. If you're having weird and crazy dreams right now, don't go to the dark place. Try to elevate yourself up. So we get the Star here. So it tells me that this energy will shift. You are rising. You're probably rising in consciousness. You get the Aquarius energies, like the age of Aquarius. Like, people are awakening. They're awakening to the fact that they're starseed. They're awakening to this next level of ascension. They're going through a lot. And that brings up a lot of shit. But you can, you know, ride the waves and heal. We got the Four Swords next. You can ride through these waves and heal, or you can get caught up in temptation and kind of revert backwards on the path. I feel like it's best for you to just really focus on self right now and not get too caught up in what's going on outside of you. Yeah, so now we got the moon in reverse, which for me, this is telling me that, again, I think there's like a whole, because the moon is like the stuff that's not seen, you know, like again, it's the opposite of the sun. And the sun, that when it came out, was very much carrying like that feeling of like people don't have clarity right now. So to have the moon in reverse, it's almost like amplifying that energy where people's unconscious is really impacting them. The false beliefs that have been programmed into you, the manipulation you've been through, the stuff that you were, you know, like any trauma you've been through as a child up into this time, whoever you're asking about their trauma, it's probably coming up right now to be healed and purged. But it can, you know, cause us to not, you know, see things as clearly as we normally would. And again, just try to feel that energy of balance. Don't let yourself get like sucked into all of this, because it definitely feels like there's some stuff going on. So let me ask again, what does Spirit really want you to know right now about the situation? We got the King of Cups in reverse with the Five of Cups in reverse. I feel like for a lot of you, you've been dealing with somebody that has, like, if they've in the past been like distant, they didn't tell you how they feel, stuff like that. I don't think they're in a place of emotional balance right now. So this energy, like somebody who suppresses their emotions or drinks to numb their emotions, to numb their anxiety, they're probably even more into that energy right now. This person is like, whoa, deep emotional crap coming up to the surface. This could be you, but because of all the masculine energy here, and I know a majority of my viewers are feminine, it may be a masculine in your life. I do have the King and Queen of Cups here as well, which tells me that for some of you, you know, like you are soulmates, you are twin flames, but they're not in their right energy right now. They're being impacted by whatever's going on around them. It may be their friends, it may be their karmics, it may just be the energy, but they're really deeply suppressing, and they could be trying to numb themselves or, you know, handle whatever this anxiety is connected to. You know, again, holidays bring up a lot of shit for people, and when we have everything going on that we do in the cosmos, it's going to make things even worse. So again, try not to get caught up in this. Like if you've been feeling sad, like all my opportunities are gone, this person doesn't care about me, blah blah blah, blah. Focus on loving yourself. Don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in the conflict that this person's rippling out. Try to do your best to see through these illusions and know that whatever's going on with them is what's going on with them. Don't let it impact you. Send love to them if you want to, but you should be loving yourself first and foremost at this time, because I definitely feel like when somebody's in this energy, they're not the best person to deal with. So they could be doing things that, you know, are almost hurting you. Yeah, we get the Two of Pentacles. This was on the bottom before I started shuffling. So this is juggling energy, like an inability to make a decision. I feel like that's something that's going on here too. You could be having a hard time making a decision. You could be like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. You probably like don't want to give in to temptation. You're probably trying to figure out, you know, like, should I put this all in the past, or should I give this another opportunity? If I do give this another opportunity, is it gonna go anywhere? You know, how many times can these cups get knocked over, type of thing. And that could be in regards to a lot of stuff in your life right now. You could be really trying to figure out, like, which direction am I going? I feel like the best thing for people with this type of energy going on is to not get too caught up in that stuff. Just try to just focus on being in the moment and letting this energy wave that we're going through kind of like relax a little bit. Just go within and love yourself as much as possible. Don't get caught up on the external. What else do you need to know? Tree Spirit Yakshi. I don't know what that's about, but it's number 53. Hold on one second. 53. I'm like asylum. All right, the power path of nature, solution to a problem, understanding of natural cycles of forces, growth, elements accepted, and it's connected to the element of earth. So this is kind of like what I've been saying, like understanding of natural cycles and forces is what I'm trying to like come through here with you guys. Whatever's going on up in the cosmos right now, the star energies, you know, the moon, the eclipse, all of that stuff is definitely impacting right now. Okay, and it could be causing problems, but once this cycle kind of comes to an end, you're going to understand it. So just go with the power inside of you. Try to be more grounded right now and listen to your intuition. Don't let your anxiety outweigh your intuition at this time. I feel like that's something that's going to happen to people. Like, they're going to have a shitty dream, and all of a sudden, like, I know you know what I mean. Like, sometimes you wake up after a dream and you're like, did that just happen? You could be really mad at somebody. You get kind of triggered, or you can get scared thinking like that was a message that, oh my God, something horrible is coming my way. Don't do that to yourself. Go within and try to calm yourself down, because we definitely don't need to be doing that to ourselves right now. We also have the Knight of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. So you could be having some sort of romantic offer coming into your life right now that's going to work together with you to build something sacred. But I feel like it's going to be after this energy shifts. However, what I'm also picking up is like, this is like that Syrian energy, which works with our emotions. So if you've been really unbalanced in your emotions, or your person's been unbalanced in their emotions, that type of like joy and that bliss is going to be coming in to work together to build again. All right, so whatever has been kind of messed up over this time that you're in right now, I feel like it is going to be wiped out and cleansed so that things can move forward. But for some of you, you definitely could have some sort of romantic offer coming your way, especially for those of you who aren't getting caught up in this stuff, and you're not, like, you know, allowing anybody to, like, put you in the hot seat, or being impacted by actions of like people that you may have dealt with romantically. If you've been really embodying that Queen of Cups energy with your intuition and loving yourself, you could be attracting in somebody that's going to have a romantic offer for you. It may not be this person that's all messed up in their ego energy, but it could be new love, or could be them shifting out of this, you know, over the next couple of weeks to come in a better way. But I am seeing the Queen of Swords here too, so it tells me that some of you definitely have kicked something out, or you've got your boundaries up. Like, you're going to know to say no. You could have some temptation come towards you with somebody that's like in this energy, but I think you'll know better, you know, like with a balance of this, I've got my boundaries up, I love myself enough to say no to this. I feel like that can actually help you in the long run to bring in a more joyful type of offer, either from the same person or somebody new that's going to not allow this type of energy to cause chaos or uncertainty when they make an offer. What else do you really need to know? We got the Chariot and the Eight of Wands. So I feel like, yeah, like the Chariot and the Eight of Wands, very much similar energy. There could definitely be some sort of movement coming your way. Somebody could get into their chariot and just kind of like, boom, here I am. I've got some sort of communication. I'm ready to cross this distance. I feel like I need clarity on that, though, because it doesn't feel like it's like whoever this shit is, if they come in, it probably isn't going to feel good. Like, not while they're in that energy. So let me just get clarity on this. Like, who is coming towards you? Who's taking action in their chariot? I just saw the Queen of Swords again. Hold on, let me fix these. Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck. I feel like what that's saying is whoever's coming towards you right now, you may really need to put your guard up and be careful. All right, somebody may come rushing in their chariot, and they may be a little chaotic, because when you're in the chariot, like, sometimes you don't have control. Doesn't always mean it's a great thing, you know. Sometimes it's like, ah. So somebody could be coming in that energy, you know, just like, boom, here I am, and it could be influenced by all this chaos that's going on. You may need to put the guard up so that you don't get sucked into this. And it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be friendship, it could be family, but definitely needs to have some sort of transformation connected to it. And with the Three of Swords in reverse, I feel like you have been healing. You know, like you may have already once had to have put the, like, boundaries up with somebody that hurt you or broke your heart. Because I am seeing the Emperor again. Here he is. So if you dealt with this Emperor in the past that, you know, broke your heart, did some stuff, I feel like you've transformed that. You've put the boundaries up. You have focused on self-love. You've got enough clarity to now know not to get caught up in the bullshit that comes accompanying somebody that gets into the chariot that doesn't know exactly where they're going or what they're wanting to do. It could just be kind of like coming in with some temptation that you might have to be like, yeah, I'm not ready. I don't really want to be in the hot seat right now because I know where it leads me. So basically what I feel like Spirit is saying is there's some stuff going on that's going to have a lot of some like not so clear intentions connected to it. Whatever does happen though, I feel like is going to be the end of a chapter, okay, with the world here. If this person comes rushing in and they're not in the best energy and you say no to them, or you have to like keep your guard up with them, I feel like whatever, you know, occurs over these next few weeks will probably be major transformation in healing for both of you, okay? And that's going to put somebody into this energy of that Queen of Pentacles who knows their value even more than they maybe once did. And it actually aligns you more so with this Four of Wands, you know, type of energy, which is about union. So it may be that this is something that needs to happen. Like you may need to put this person in the hot seat and not give into the temptation with them. Wait till the energy is more clear before taking a leap of faith with them. And that may be when they come back around as the Knight of Cups, okay, with a more romantic offer, because it feels like, honestly, it feels like somebody could get like drunk or something, get all caught up in the temptations of the physical, feeling like they're in the hot seat, fighting with their wife, fighting with their family, feeling alienated, not knowing what the hell's going on in their own life, getting all this anxiety, all this stress. Maybe they're even having dreams that are influencing them at this time that are freaking them out, and they don't know exactly what to do. So they may decide, like, you know what? I need to go connect with this person that I know loves me, but they may not be in the best energy to do it. They could be bringing that conflict energy towards you that you don't need to be dealing with. You don't want to be dealing with somebody else's bullshit. But like I said, you can love them. Just keep the boundaries up. Don't just give to them just because they ask. Make sure that if they're approaching you in a healthy way, without the ego being the leader within this, or looking for somebody to make them feel better. Because it feels like somebody's coming without like having their mind clear. And if that's the case, it may take you out of this energy of feeling balanced and good, because we got the Temperance card in reverse. So I think it would almost be like a test to make you be like, nope, I'm not going to take this on for you. I need to have these boundaries. And it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be like your friend or your family member, somebody that just has a lot of shit going on, somebody that could have gone through a difficult, painful ending, and wants someone to help them with that. I feel like if you give into that, it's going to take you out of this energy of healing and feeling, more balanced within yourself. So just be careful, be mindful of that. You don't have to give up on this person, but I feel like if you don't have your guard up, you're going to be right where they are. You're going to let them in and they're going to take you down to their level. Like you're going to go right into that energy of the Nine of Swords. So it may be best to keep your guard up for a little bit, and that eventually can shift the energy so you can have a valuable new start with somebody that's going to be more romantic. They may watch and observe and realize, like, okay, I need to step it up a bit, especially if it's a soulmate or a twin flame or somebody. Like they might realize that I can't just do what I want to do. I gotta come at this in a balanced way. Because even the way that I'm reading this, it's like there's definitely no clarity. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm having a hard time expressing to you guys what's happening here, and it's because of this. There's so many illusions, but it's because of their anxiety. So don't let them come in with that and take you off of your balanced energy. And if you're in this energy, definitely don't be dealing with other people or bringing that type of energy to them. Like for those of you who talk to people on a regular basis, don't let this cause this in your life. Don't be like, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. Like if you have a dream somebody cheated, it's a dream. Don't be like, you cheated on me. That's the type of energy I'm picking up. So you could have someone come rushing into your life, accusing you of shit, or just being in that type of energy, and you don't want to get mixed up in that because they're going to start projecting it onto you. So I'm not saying like be mean to them and be like, fuck you, but I'm just saying don't let them take you down to their level. And if they start doing that type of stuff to you, put the guard up so that they can't, be like, nah, why don't you take a step back, go hermit up a little bit, and then, return to me when you realize you're not going to be crazy, okay? So hopefully that assists you guys. I'm going to go a little bit deeper with this on Vimeo if you want to join me. And we're going to find out what else Spirit would like you to know at this time. So if you want to join me, the link will be down below. If you'd like to donate to the channel, there is a link down below as well. If you'd like any of my services, I'm booked up until February 11th or something at this point. If you email me, I can double check for you. And I think that is it. So again, Merry Christmas, Inmune, Namaste.